Our legends this evening have statistics, photographs, television, newspaper articles, and performances before hundreds and thousands of spectators over a period of time. They haven't been like some people who are like wheelbarrows and have to be pushed. Their performances and records represent the time commitment and work ethic that the legends had to make in order to achieve their level of success. Our legends provide role models and guidelines for success for each of us in our respective professions. Steve Skilton graduated from Kennett High School in Conway, New Hampshire in the class of 1972. He was a participant on the Kennett High School varsity cross-country team 2 years, varsity ski team 3 years, captain 2 years, and golf team 4 years, captain 2 years. He continued his education at Keene State College, receiving a BS education, emphasizing industrial arts and physics in 1976. On their ski team, he competed in 4 events: slalom, giant slalom, jumping, and cross country. He was on that team for 4 years, captain for 2 years. In 1972-1976, Steve qualified as an individual to compete in the Division I Eastern Collegiate Ski Championship in ski jumping. He was named to the 1976 Eastern Collegiate Ski Team. 1976-78 found him at Williamstown High School as the industrial arts teacher, varsity softball coach, originator of a cross-country ski club, and assistant ski coach at Montpelier High School, 77-78. From 1978 through 2014, he taught industrial arts at Harwood Union, serving as its department head 2000 through 2014. Steve was the coach of the ski team for 33 years. He coached the Alpine and the Nordic teams for girls and boys. The girls and boys teams had numerous district championships, state runner-up championships, and the 2002 Boys Alpine State Championship. He served as president of the Vermont State Ski Coaches Association and on the Vermont Principals Association Ski Committee for 30 years. Steve started the tennis program at Harwood in 1983. The first years of varsity team, the boys were 1984 state champions. 1987 found them as state runner-up. The girls' team was formed in 1994 with Steve as coach of both teams. He coached tennis for 24 years and served on the Vermont Principals Association Tennis Committee for 10 years. Steve was a Vermont soccer official for 31 years. He served as the 1995 president of the Vermont Soccer Officials Association, received the 1998 Outstanding Service Award, the 2004 Dick Stewart Award for the Outstanding Northern Vermont Athletic Conference Official, and officiated numerous semifinal games and 8 state finals. He worked 25 seasons as an Eastern Collegiate Soccer official and officiated a National Junior College final. From 1983 to present, he volunteered on the National Ski Patrol at Mad River Glen and was awarded the National Ski Purple Heart in 2012. Steve retired from Harwood Union in 2014. It is with great pleasure that I ask Steve Skilton to please come forward.
Oh, first? Okay.
Get rid of that for you.
That was me. I'd like to go under this table.
please. Well, good evening. I'm truly honored and humbled to have been nominated to the Harwood Hall of Fame. I would also like to congratulate the other outstanding student athletes that have been nominated to this year's class. Being retired now for 3 years, it's given me time to reflect on how fortunate I was to have taught and coached at Harwood for so many years. The Harwood community supports its school, our teachers and staff, and most importantly, our student population. My career at Harwood began in the fall of 1978 when I was hired by Harwood's first principal, Don Jameson. Don realized how important it was for teachers and staff to be involved with students outside of the classroom. Whether clubs, student government, field trips, or coaching, he was right. I'm not sure if I could have survived 37 years of teaching if I didn't have sports to look forward to after school. My career as a teacher always came first. I enjoyed the subject area I worked in and never felt bored or stale as a professional. I worked with a wide spectrum of students, some of whom could barely speak the English language. Remember the Bosnian students when they moved into our community. My involvement with sports at Harwood are now fond memories. Coaching allowed me to work with so many great kids, fellow coaches, and parents. No matter where my teams finished, I always felt we had a great season. Coaching requires an enormous commitment of personal and family time. I was fortunate to have coached my own children, Anna and Tanner, who are with me tonight. And I was even more fortunate to have a wonderful and caring wife, Nancy, and a family that gave me the time to coach and referee in the sports that I love so much. Thank you.
William J. Billy Woods was a member of the class of 1957 at Waterbury High School. He played basketball until he realized that skiing was going to interfere too much. He was the class president his junior year, but declined the nomination his senior year because of skiing activities. He was a member of the Mount Mansfield Ski Club in Stowe. His outstanding skiing talents led him to slopes in Europe, South America, and the United States. A skiing friend of Billy's, Ed Steele, said Billy would just point his skis down the toughest trails on the mountain and let them go. He loved speed and could handle it. After winning innumerable junior and school races, he became a candidate for the Federation International Ski Team. Billy was rated one of the 5 best skiers in the United States and undoubtedly would have made the 1960 Olympic teams. 1955, at 16 years of age, he won the Stowe Sugar Slalom. 1956, 17 years old, he won the national combined slalom and downhill ski titles for juniors and seniors. He was the recipient of the White Stag Trophy, men's alpine combined. He won the Stowe Sugar Slalom. He won the first New England Kandahar race at Mad River Glen. He won the Ryan Cup at Mount Tremblant, Quebec, Canada. He won the downhill, slalom, and combined Eastern Juniors at Lake Sunapee, New Hampshire. He won practically every race in Chile, South America that summer. 1957, at 18 years of age, he placed 10th in the American International Ski Races in Stowe versus the top racers in the world. He won the Victor Constant Memorial Race at Stowe. Billy was an athletic, charismatic, and self-confident young man. He was a rare young champion who remained remarkably modest and courteous considering his collection of well-earned trophies. He always had a smile, win or lose. Billy died in a tragic automobile accident April 26, 1957, 18 years old. There are no living members of Billy's family, but I do need to tell you about Brian Lindner, who did most of the research for Billy's resume tonight. He's not with us tonight, but thank you to Brian for all of the work that he did. Thank you for Billy Woods. Charlotte Woodruff Strasser was a graduate of Harwood Union in the class of 1987. She was a participant on the varsity field hockey team 4 years, captain 1 year, and varsity basketball team 3 years, captain 1 year. She was selected to the Mountain Division All-Star field hockey team in 1986. She served as class vice president 1983-84 and 86-87, and class president 1984-85. She was a member of the advanced choir 3 years and was a participant in the advanced choir trip to the USSR in 1986. The outstanding Harwood musicals received a great boost through her participation. Finian's Rainbow, 1984, Guys and Dolls, 1986, Grease, Guys and Dolls, 1985, I'm getting ahead of myself. Grease, 1986, and Little Abner, 1987. The 1987 Harwood Outstanding Female Athlete Award was presented to Charlotte for her outstanding physical skills, camaraderie, great sportsmanship, quiet leadership, and mentoring of teammates. In addition, the 1987 Harwood Scholar Athlete Award was awarded to her for outstanding scholarship combined with her athletic talent. During Charlotte's basketball career, Vermont was producing high-level Division I players, and she was always assigned defensive responsibilities for them. She received a BA in English from the University of Vermont in 1991. 1999 found her receiving the Copywriters Producer Vermont Association of Broadcaster Commercials of the Year Second Place Award, and 2000 the First Place Award. She has served as a religious education instructor at the St. Andrew's Church from 2005 through present. Charlotte is employed as a copywriter at the WDEV radio station and News Off the Press. She has just been appointed Director of Operations at WDEV. Congratulations, Charlotte. With great pleasure, I ask Charlotte Woodruff Strasser to please come forward. I'm going to make you come over here so they can take a good picture of you. Would you like to hold on?
Thank you to the committee for this honor. When I was informed several months ago of my induction into the Harwood Hall of Fame, I began to reflect on the huge presence Harwood has had in my life. I have had a family member employed at Harwood for all but 1 year of its 50-year existence. My uncle, David Keefe, began his 30-year teaching career at Harwood in 1967. My mother worked here for 15 years, and my husband just began his 21st year. In my lifetime, I have never been without a close family member working at Harwood. In addition, me, my 3 older siblings, 2 sisters-in-law, 4 nieces, and daughter all attended Harwood. I won't go as far as to say that we bleed black and gold, but our closets are sure filled with a lot of it. So from earliest memories to current day, Harwood has been a constant. Its teachers, students, staff, teams, performances, and policies have all routinely been the topic of dinner table conversation. What I valued as a student at Harwood is still evidenced today in the commitment by the school and community to encourage students to explore a variety of interests. Students here aren't confined to being athletes or musicians, scholars or artists. During my years at Harwood, I was an athlete, an actor, a musician, and a class officer. I was fortunate to have the encouragement of coaches Barb Maynard and Dwight Fiske, the musical inspiration of Diane Phillips, and the guidance of Harry Brusa. What was obvious about their approach was that their efforts were not for personal recognition, but for the development and growth of young people. My continued interest and participation in sports, the arts, and literature is thanks to them. They helped me explore and excel, but not at the exclusion of another activity. This remains true today. I saw it in my daughter's experience, and I see it with my husband and the students he interacts with as both a teacher and a coach. So while the structure of the building here has changed, what remains the same is the supportive group of teachers, staff, and coaches who continue to dedicate themselves to the betterment of young people, something the Harwood community should be very proud of. Thank you.
Heidi Fiske graduated from Harwood Union in the class of 1992. She played varsity field hockey 3.5 years, captain 1 year, basketball 4 years, captain 1 year, and softball 3 years. She was a Penn Monto All-American nominee in field hockey in 1991 and was on the Capital All-League basketball team in 1991 and 92. She was a member of the 1988 Harwood Union Vermont State runner-up field hockey team and played on the Twin State basketball team in 1992. She received the DAR Good Citizenship Award and the Outstanding Girl Athlete Award in 1992 for her leadership, outstanding athletic ability, and sportsmanship. At Becker Junior College, she played on the National Junior College Championship field hockey teams in 1992 and 93, and was selected to the National Junior College All-Star teams both years. In 1993, she was a National Junior College All-American and on the National Junior College All-New England team. Heidi is the Becker Junior College all-time assist leader, career 45, single season 29. During her senior year, she played field hockey, basketball, and softball, and averaged 17.5 points per game in basketball. She received the Van Buskirk Award from Becker Junior College for dedication and contribution to Becker athletics and outstanding role model to present and future athletes. In 1994, she received an associate degree in liberal arts. Heidi was inducted to the Becker Athletic Hall of Fame in 2015. At Plymouth College, she played field hockey in the Division III ECAC Regional Final and the Division III NCAA Regional Final. She was the 1995 team leading scorer and was selected to the 95 Division III NCAA All-American team. She played on the 1995 Division III Senior All-Star team at Wake Forest University. Heidi coached the JV field hockey team at Plymouth and received her BS in 1997. Milton Field Hockey had their first win in 3 years when Heidi took over the program in 2001, where she coached for 7 years. She coached the Harwood Union field hockey program from 2008 through 2016. Her 2008, 10, 11, and 12 teams won Division II Vermont State Championships. She was selected as the Vermont Field Hockey Coach of the Year 2008, 10, 11, and 12. She has assisted coaching Vermont Twin State Field Hockey teams 3 years. Heidi teaches grade 3-4 at Warren Elementary School. With great pleasure, I ask Heidi Fiske to come forward.
Good evening. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee for this wonderful night we're sharing together, and also congratulations to all the other student athletes that are here being inducted. It's funny, when I got the letter as well about this wonderful honor and spent some time at my parents', I was really amazed at the collection that my mom had saved over the years, from the time I was a high school student all the way through coaching, as well as for my brother and my sister. And I just couldn't believe, I know she likes to save things, but I couldn't believe the amount of memories that she had collected. So to start with, it was just so much fun to walk down that path again, because my time here recently has been as a coach, and you sort of push down those memories as a player. Anyone that knows me well knows that I was a late bloomer. My family knows that very well. I, as a student athlete starting in high school, really that's what got me through school and continued to do so through college, as I was sort of finding my way, if you will. I come from a sports family. I love sports. I married a great athlete and married into a sport family, and it's obviously a huge part of who I am. Walking down memory lane, it made me really pause, because I have an older brother and sister who are also great athletes, and I don't know how my parents divided their time and made sure that they got to every single event, or at least for me, because I was a few years younger, so I think I lucked out that they didn't have to divide and conquer all the time when it was my turn in high school. But the dedication and commitment and support certainly allowed us to follow and pursue our dreams and goals. And that continued on through college for my brother and my sister. There are many road trips. And I would think, you're crazy for driving 4 hours to wherever we were for one night and turn around and go back the same night. It wasn't an overnight, and go to school and teach the next day. So it's just amazing to have that type of support and just really letting us be who we were. And that continued through my coaching years. I just finished up this past year, and that was a difficult decision for me, but my oldest son was in a playoff game the same day that my team was, and I knew at that moment, being so conflicted, that was probably the end for me. And my mom came to my game, and I think it's the first game my dad's ever missed, huh, Dad? Because they were so dedicated and supportive, as my whole extended family who's here tonight that have supported me, my husband, but surely my parents, family that just always follow you and encourage you and have helped shape me who I am. Coaches in this room, Coach Lisa Atwood, who I still refer to as just Coach, Barb, Sue, who's really stretched my thinking as a coach. So it's people all throughout your career, starting as an athlete, and all those mentors that you have, who sometimes you don't realize how much of an impact they have on you until you're in your adult years, where you've learned a thing or two. This is an amazing community to be a part of, both as a student and coming back around as a coach. I just feel so blessed to have spent time here. I miss the connections that I've made already, but I think that's what brought me into coaching, because in my college years I was lucky enough to have this wonderful coach who just instilled such passion and created that family vibe for our team. And I thought, oh my gosh, I have to do this when my playing time is over, because I didn't want to lose that connection and had such passion, and was hoping that I would be able to instill that into other athletes. Family is what shaped me. They allowed me to be who I am with their endless support and guidance. And I'm so very blessed to have had the career that I've had, but the freedom to test the waters and luckily end up where I am today. So thank you.
If you are following along in your program, you'll notice a change from the write-up that you have and the sermon that I'm going to deliver to you. We received some really important information about Shannon, and I thought it needed to be included in tonight's resume. Shannon Pratt Vittengl was a 1997 graduate from Harwood Union. Shannon was a member of the varsity cross-country team 1 year, varsity basketball 3 years, captain 2 years, and track and field team 4 years, captain 2 years. She was selected to the Central Vermont All-League basketball team in '96 and '97 and was the leading scorer in the league in '97. She was named to the Twin State basketball team in 1997. She won first place in the 300-meter hurdles as a junior in the 1996 Vermont State Track and Field Championships. Surgery after the basketball season on torn cartilage in her knee prevented defending her hurdle championship her senior year. She participated 4 years in the New England Track and Field Championships. Shannon was a member of the National Honor Society. She received the 1997 Harwood Union Outstanding Female Athlete Award for quiet leadership, support of teammates, and fine physical skills. Shannon received a BS in Mechanical Engineering, summa cum laude, from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute in 2001. She played 4 years of basketball at RPI, which included playing in the 2001 Division III NCAA Championship Tournament. She earned a UCAA All-Conference Honors 3 years and Olympia Honors, RPI Student Athlete Honor Society 3 years. As an engineer, Shannon worked as a mechanical systems intern at General Electric's Corporate Research and Development Center during her college years, where she conducted design projects and was also employed at Turner Construction, where she worked as a pre-construction engineer. Shannon began her career in intellectual property law at Wolf, Greenfield, and Sachs in Boston in 2002. During her years of employment there, she earned her JD, Juris Doctor, degree at Suffolk University Law School in 2007 through the Knight program while working full-time. She has published numerous articles, Diversify Your Device Patent Portfolio with Design Patents in MX Magazine 2009, How to Respond to a Cease and Desist Letter in Intellectual Property Watch 2011. In 2015, Shannon moved to Finch Maloney, PLLC, a patent law firm, where she is a registered patent attorney with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office and is admitted to the bar in Massachusetts. Unfortunately, Shannon is unable to be with us tonight. She sends her apologies, but expresses her delight in being selected for the Harwood Union Hall of Fame. Shannon Pratt, Vittengl. Megan Maynard Jacob was a graduate of Harwood Union in the class of 2005. She participated on the varsity field hockey team 4 years, captain 2 years, varsity basketball 3 years, and golf 4 years, captain 4 years. She holds the Harwood field hockey career record of 73 goals and 27 assists. The Times-Argus selected her Field Hockey Player of the Year 2002, 3, and 4. She played on the 2002 and 05 Division II Vermont State runner-up golf teams and the 2003 and 04 Division II Vermont State Championship golf teams. She was runner-up to the top golfer in Division II tournament play in 2003, 4, and 5. This led to 4 years of participation in the New England Golf Championships. She was a member of Chorus 4 years and the National Honor Society. The 2005 Harwood Outstanding Female Athlete Award was presented to her for her outstanding physical skills, quiet leadership, and mentoring of teammates. Megan continued her education at the University of Vermont, receiving her BS in elementary education in 2009 and her master's in education in curriculum and instruction, emphasis in technology integration, in 2012. She received a field hockey scholarship 4 years, captain 2 years at UVM. Her career brought 18 goals and 45 points. She served on the UVM Student Athlete Advisory Council 2006 through 09, represented UVM at the NCAA Leadership Conference in Florida in 09, was selected on the America East All-Academic Team 08-09, and received America East Conference Player of the Week awards. Serving as the Rally Cat at UVM games, volunteer field hockey coach, and assisting with a park and recreation holiday party in Burlington fulfilled her extra time. Megan is a full-time teacher at the Shelburne Community School in Shelburne, Vermont. With great pleasure, I ask Megan Maynard Jacob to please come forward.
First off, congratulations to all the other Hall of Fame members tonight, and many thanks to Mr. Fiske and the Hall of Fame committee for this great honor. I was very fortunate to have many great teachers and coaches in my 6 years at Harwood. The lessons, skills, and tools I learned here made me more confident at UVM, both in the classroom and in the field hockey field. I am still great friends with my UVM coach and teammates, and we get together often. I taught 3rd grade for my first 5 years at Shelburne Community School, and then 2nd and 1st grade in a looping classroom. I love the challenge each day brings. I take great pleasure in introducing young ladies grades 1 through 5 the basics of field hockey at the Shelburne Fieldhouse on the off season as well as summer camps. This makes coaching the middle school team all the more enjoyable since I get to build on the previous experience with teams. It brings me such joy to teach these girls the fundamentals of a game that means so much to me and my family, and that I still enjoy playing today. I also want to thank my family for always supporting me. I've been lucky enough to have parents who are involved in coaching. I've always been supported by family members, including grandparents who are here tonight. My aunts and uncles also were frequently at my games from elementary through college, and 2 of my aunts are here tonight. I learned a lot from my sister, Mary Beth, and my brother, Stevie, as I always tried to keep up with them. Unfortunately, they couldn't be here tonight, as Mary Beth coaches field hockey at Tabor Academy, and Stevie is playing soccer tournament this weekend. My dad just recently moved to Tennessee, so he's not here either. I appreciate the sacrifice my husband, Eric, makes so that I can coach field hockey. Eric is home with our son, Braden, tonight, who is 22 months, as we ended up having last-minute sitter problems. Many thanks for my friend and mentor, Deb, for filling in as my +1. And once again, thank you for this great honor. I am humbled to be included in this select group.
At this time, we would like to unveil the permanent plaques for the 2017 inductees. They will join the previous 7 years of inductees in the Legends Trophy case in the lobby of the gymnasium. I would like Charlotte Strasser and Steve Skilton to come forward and unveil the plaques, please. Thank you, Charlotte and Steve. I have a couple of things I would ask of you, the audience. Would you please leave your name tag on the round table outside the door as you leave? We work on a pretty sparse budget, so we would appreciate those badges back again. Please do not take a display board home with you, but use your program as your memento for the evening. And would all the inductees please join Charlotte and Steve at the plaque board, please, for photos. I'd like to close the evening by thanking you for attending, and please drive safely on the way home.